Good morning, I'm Erik Linask, coming to you in the TMC newsroom. We're here in the Los Angeles Convention Center today, getting ready for the opening day of IT Expo West 2010. We have a special guest in our newsroom this morning. I'd like to welcome Ingate's president, Steve Johnson. Steve, good morning. Thanks for joining me.
Good morning, Erik. It's my pleasure.
So, let's get right into it. It's going to be an exciting event. A lot of announcements. I want to talk to you about the announcement Ingate is making this morning, specifically around including a security element with your session border controller.
Yes, that's right. For many years now, we have had some capabilities for intrusion detection and prevention in our advanced security module, which is a separately priced module. We now see that there's a real need for those capabilities, and we are making that available to all of our customers as part of our basic package and to our current customers as an upgrade so that they can protect themselves against things like denial of service attacks and theft of services. And so that becomes available today. And we think it'll be a very useful element to have in our basic product to prevent those kinds of things from happening, which we're beginning to see, by the way, in real-life experience.
So you and I have talked on a number of occasions about the need to continue to educate the marketplace on the need for security.
Yes.
This is obviously a step in that direction. Are you seeing more people becoming aware of security? What impact is this going to have for it?
Well, we see some people becoming aware of security, but more importantly, we're seeing that some of the hackers out there are beginning to become aware of SIP, and some of the issues around that are things that go back 100 years or so since we've had long-distance phone calling and people stealing service. And that becomes a real nightmare to customers who then have to pay bills that are exorbitant for calls they never made. They need to take the appropriate precautions to prevent that, and part of what we're offering here is to give them the tool set to enable them to set up their system in their network to avoid those kinds of toll fraud or theft of service, which is a big problem. They need to take other measures as well, but this goes a long way toward resolving one of the issues that we see actually now being perpetrated against some of our customers.
So this one announcement being is obviously a huge thing for you guys. How does that play into the big thing that you've got going on this week, the SIP Trunk Unified Communications Summit?
Right. Well, it plays right into it. It's very integral to the implementation of SIP trunking and the deployment of unified communications. And as we see here just in the lobby of IT Expo, unified communications is now taking a real center stage and includes everything from phone calling and video to social media being integrated into one experience for the customer. And we see that once that becomes so prevalent, and now that people are going to use that as a way of conducting their business, they need to be protected from some of these potential threats that we see actually being perpetrated. So this plays right into that. We'll be talking a lot about security. We'll be talking a lot about the role of the session border controller in the deployment of SIP into a network at the enterprise. And this is one of those features that I think our customers are going to really appreciate and use it to their great advantage.
Great. We'll be back to Steve in just 1 second to talk a little bit more about the summit that kicks off today. In other news coming out of IT Expo this morning, 8x8 has announced an upgraded version of its Virtual Office Pro version 2.0, which is going to include enhanced soft phone capabilities, multitasking support for the iPhone 4 operating system, and social networking integration, among other fantastic features. Also at IT Expo today, two very, very exciting keynotes starting at 4 o'clock, Alcatel Lucent, and right after that, CA Technologies will be presenting at 4:30. In addition to that, at 11 o'clock this morning in room 309, our Social CRM Expo kicks off with John Ferrara, co-founder and CEO of Nimble, starts us off. And later in the afternoon at SCRM Expo, we'll have Interactive Intelligence's Joe Staples providing an afternoon keynote address. One other very important note, this evening, early evening at 5:30 p.m., I want to draw everybody's attention to Startup Camp Communications Edition. We're going to have 4 or 5 brand new startup companies presenting their companies in an effort to get a little promotion, draw some interest around them. Join us from 5:30 onward for those presentations and a networking reception immediately following right here at the LA Convention Center. Again, the exhibit hall does open tomorrow. Promises to be an absolutely exciting event, our biggest IT Expo yet. Steve, getting back to Ingate's SIP Trunk Unified Communications Summit, that kicks off this morning at 9 o'clock. What are we looking forward to today?
We're looking forward to a lot of good educational information to our customers and to prospective users of SIP and Unified Communications. We have an all-star lineup of speakers. We have PBX vendors, we have service providers, we have experts in the field who will provide customers and potential users of these services with great ideas and great thoughts about all things related to SIP, SIP trunking, Unified Communications. And we think this is going to be the best ever. We're looking forward to a great turnout. We're always pleased to be here at IT Expo with the great folks from TMC. And we invite everybody who is watching to come on down to room 403A. We'll be here for 3 days. We're looking forward to it.
Excellent. Again, that's room 403A for the SIP Trunk Unified Communications Summit, sponsored by Ingate here at IT Expo. Steve, thank you so much for joining us in the TMC newsroom. We're here in Los Angeles, California at the LA Convention Center for IT Expo West.
Thanks, Eric.